Welcome everybody to another episode of Marvel Snap. Today we're looking at one of my personal favourite archetypes for pull 1 to pull 3. This is the beginner version compared to the advanced version, which I may do one day. But for now we're doing a move archetype, which is pretty sick. Today we're doing it mainly focusing on multiple man in this deck, but we have a wide variety of cards you can do from pull 1 to pull 3. Starting off with, we have Iron Fist to link up with multiple man, or we can do Hulkbuster into multiple man, which helps boost him up if we ever need to do Doctor Strange, or Heimdall as a finisher to move everything across the board. It definitely helps with our other cards like Dagger, which moves and gives +2 power for each card at that location. We've also got Kraven for whenever anything moves to this location. It buffs him up as well, +2 power for every card that moves there. Nightcrawler is a great addition to this deck as well, in combination with Angela, due to the fact every time you play a card in the location Angela is in, she gains +2 power, while Nightcrawler can move out of that location once you play her there. Play Nightcrawler there. So in regards to that one, we have a bit more space to work around. Cloak helps move everything to that location. The classic synergy between Dagger and Cloak. Generally you want to play on turn 4 if you get around to that. Vulture is in this deck also. When he moves, he gains +5 power. He's a good combo with Iron Fist, also Cloak, and also Heimdall. Now Doctor Strange is also in this deck, which, keep in mind, he moves only the strongest cards, the power cards. If they got a tie, he moves them both. So you've got to be careful and keep addition of the power on the card that it buffs up to, because you don't want to pull the wrong card by mistake to that location. Moving on to Hulkbuster, that goes generally with multiple man. If you can squeeze it onto maybe Nightcrawler if you really want to get greedy, but be careful of how much power you have, again because of Shang-Chi's and all those sort of things. Cosmo as well, which will negate all movement. Spider-Man Miles Morales, every time a card moves, for that turn, the next turn it will cost 1, which definitely helps if you want to put it into a location where you're struggling to get that extra boost. Now to put that all together, generally on turn 1, you preferably play Nightcrawler. If you want to, you don't have to. Generally sees how you go from there. Turn 2, go straight into Angela. Then you would probably do Nightcrawler on turn 3 into possibly Iron Fist. Then you could always do Dagger next, Kraven, or vice versa. Or you could go into multiple men. So there's a wide variety to do that. But your general finisher is Heimdall. There is 3 to 4 ways to win with this, which would include Vulture, moving things into Kraven, getting multiple men to move multiple times while buffed, having Spider-Man Miles Morales on turn 5, using Doctor Strange, Cloak moving everything, and vice versa in regards to that. So this has got a classic move synergy deck, and generally for this one, it works pretty well. Sometimes you've got to play those mind games with the opponent. They can expect the Heimdall, so don't always play Heimdall if you don't need to. You can always try and do a bit of a different scenario like Doctor Strange to move an Angela, because she can get up to 11 power, and that way you can move her to a different location, so that way you can win a location and move her straight to the next one to win that location instead. So it's a good bit of mind games with it and a good bit of power. You just got to play it right, and it can take a bit of practice. Honestly, it did at first, but once you get used to these types of decks, once you get the gist of turn play, faults, working on the winning scenarios, you're good to go. Just keep in mind, location, location, location. Don't move something where you can't move it back and you overpower just one, because sometimes that can happen. You can just overpower one location and you've forgotten about another location where it's checkmate, you've already lost. So you need to be careful what you move. Try and plan ahead turn by turn and see how you go from there. But until then, we'll move on to the games, and I'll give you a few examples of how we can go in a live game. So let's go try it at Proving Grounds, and I'll see you at the games. Alrighty, let's move on to our first game. Welcome Yaratap, and welcome to everybody else watching. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day, and hopefully you are too, Yaratap. Okay, so we've got Sinister London to start. This could not be the best one, so we're not going to do anything on turn 1. We'll try and do possibly Kraven, see if we can move everything around. Oh, actually, this would be really good. See if we can move everything, cloak it, vice versa, see if we can get everything to try and converge into one and then move around with Heimdall. Ooh, this is great. Beautiful. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. Murder World. Alright. We'll move Kraven here for now. Murder World makes it very hard for us. Only thing I'm considering, if we don't draw Dagger or multiple man, we're kind of a bit of a pickle. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave for now. These locations are a bit too much for us to handle. At least we know that they have a Shang-Chi and an Angela. I don't like how that one's playing out. So we'll start fresh again. Remember, always good to retreat if you need to. Okay, so we've got multiple man and Dagger. Baxter Building's not too bad. So we can start off with Nightcrawler and see how we go from there. Alright. Kamatage, that's good with Iron Fist. So we need to keep that in mind and see how we go from there. There we go. What we will do is we'll do multiple man and see how we go from there. They're snapping again, they could have a confident hand, so keep that in mind and always be aware of what they have for information. Okay, so they got Ant-Man. Ooh, alright. So it looks like we have Doctor Strange. So what we can do is we can go Vulture, and then we'll go Doctor Strange onto the left side. Then we've got a lot of maneuverability later on. We just need to keep in mind Shang-Chi, so be very careful. So we'll do Hulkbuster into Cloak. Actually, I could have done this the long way around, actually. Whoops. Oh, no, I didn't. No, I can move Nightcrawler. Whoa, I scared myself there for a second. Okay, so he's got Angela. So what we can do here is we can do Nightcrawler straight to the right side. We can do multiple man to the left side. And then we can do Heimdall to move everything, vice versa. So that way we got a couple copies of multiple man. This may not work, but we'll see how we go. I know they're going to Shang-Chi left regardless. So we get to keep multiple man. Beautiful. Excellent work of multiple man and a Vulture. Getting 3 copies of multiple man just in one turn. How I did that is I moved him with Cloak, 1 copy, then he moves back, and then another copy of multiple man with a 2/8 from Heimdall. And Vulture was buffed up to 10 from Doctor Strange, with Cloak moving all of the other cards. With just multiple man, we gained a 3-way advantage. Yes, they did have a destroyer, but we won overall. So let's move on to our next game and see how we can go from that one. So we know they have the destroyer Cosmo combo. We need to keep that in mind with a Mega Red 2. Beautiful. As we got Bifrost, we have a good way to start this one. Okay. Let's see how this one turns out. They may have a location changer, so keep that in mind too. So we have Angela and Nightcrawler. Generally, I shouldn't have played Nightcrawler first, but that's okay. I'm going to still play Angela on the left side. and then I can possibly play multiple man somewhere else if I want to. Okay, so what we're going to do, we'll do multiple man into Iron Fist, and then we'll do Hulkbuster on multiple man, which moves multiple man down. No, okay, we've got Cos mode, but that is fine. The reason being is multiple man still moves, so we're okay with that. So what we'll do instead is we'll do Hulkbuster on the left side. That's okay. We just need to be careful how we approach this one. Alright, they do have a storm. This may be a retreat for us due to the fact that Cosmo'd us, so we need to be very careful. I think we will retreat due to the fact Cosmo has played us, and that is okay. At this moment we are even, and we need to keep in mind where and how we play for our next game. Cosmo is a big threat. We've got a counter deck playing us on, so we have a disadvantage on this one. Okay, we can't do nothing turn 1. Miniaturized lab could be a concern. Okay, we've got Collector. Not too good for us. What we can do, just to put some power down, we'll put Kraven on the left side. Okay, so they have pet mansion. So what we can do is we can do Iron Fist. We'll just do Iron Fist for now and see how we go. Alright, what we can do next is we can try and do Vulture, and we can give up on the right side. You'll give up on right side and we'll go straight to mid. You need to be concerned if they have Jeff or anything like that. So we can go Cloak. We'll go Cloak and Hulkbuster. Again, they may have Shang-Chi, so keep an eye out for that one. That is fine. Alright, we're going to have to retreat again, because that one's not favouring us at this moment. We've got a very hard counter deck. Very hard counter deck. We can still do this, we just got to really get good locations, and Storm is a very good counter to some of those locations. Okay, Heimdall's a good one, and so is Dagger. So we're going to be careful on how we do this one again. So they've got the Kitty Pride, so that's a bit of a hard one for us. Okay, we've got the Angela, so that's a good start. Very good start. Just need to watch out for the Shadow King. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. I think we'll just go Angela into Dagger and see how we go from there. We should still do this. We're just going to do Nightcrawler into Hulkbuster and see how we go. Nightcrawler is our saviour at this moment. So they've either played Shadow King or they've played something more spicy at this point. Ooh, nice. Alright, looks like we've won this one. Beautiful. Unless they have Killmonger, that's the only concern we may have. So we can do Miles Morales. We can do Vulture. Then from there we can move Nightcrawler onto the right side. Okay, now we need to keep in mind their power output here. So the best way to do that is try and fill everything up as much as we can here. So I think the best way we could do that is 4 plus power. So that'll be 9, 10, 11, 12. So they can go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15. Let's try it. We could easily lose this, but we need to see what type of power output they have. They got a lot. Heimdall wouldn't win this for us because it moves everything. Oh no, it doesn't. It's on reveal. Oh no, silly me. That's fine. We still got it. That was a location error on my part. I could still could have won it with Heimdall. I had a Mind Black. It's nowhere, so it wouldn't have mattered. So we're even, 3-3. So we're at a pretty good pace here. As I said, read locations. I didn't do that. And that is fine. Sometimes it can cost you the game if you do a mistake like that. Okay, now what we can do is we can go, I think instead we might go Iron Fist into Multiple Man. And we'll see how we go from there. Let's see how much power we can diverse. I'm not too worried about the card output here, to be quite honest with you. We'll go Multiple Man for now. Doctor Strange can easily get us over there, so that's fine. Let's move all the multiple men over to there, onto Death's Domain. It's a perfect example of how you can use Doctor Strange. Now, the best next card we could possibly play is Angela, but we need to keep an eye out for other cards they may have which could damage us. Like Storm, for instance. Need to keep a very good eye out for Storm, because they could easily storm Death's Domain. Group control of multiple men gives them the edge, scaring them a bit because you're covering a lot of locations at once. Oh, that is fine. I'm not worried about Cosmo in the middle. I think he's overcommitting mid just a bit there. So what we can do now is we could do Dagger. And then we can do Hulkbuster, and we can keep that extra space, and then we can do Heimdall on the left side. Yep, had a feeling Storm was coming, so you've got to be very careful of that. Okay, so we got Vulture. I think we can just do Heimdall, but I don't think we're going to fully win it. Actually, yeah, I think we'll do Heimdall right and see how we go. That's the best way we can get full power output. We got him by 1 point. Oh my goodness. Okay. Whew. I was sweating there for a second. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 multiple men. Oh my goodness. That was an insane run with multiple men. Even with the Omega Red and at 20 plus power in the middle with Ant-Man, Angela, Cosmo and Omega Red, we still pulled it through with Heimdall on the right side. That was incredible. Wonderful. Well, we pulled that through very nicely there. That was a hard battle. Honestly, that was a very hard battle for us. But we nailed it. So that is a perfect example how you can use multiple man in a beginner deck. And you can spread all your power across the board just like that. I'll be with you in just one moment. Now, Mr. MVP nailed this one to the gun. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. If you have any further comments, please leave them below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, and good night. Peace.